Slos stands for Student Learning Outcomes. Student learning outcomes are specific statements that describe the knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes that students are expected to acquire or demonstrate after completing a particular educational program, course, or activity. These outcomes help educators define the intended goals of their teaching and provide a framework for assessing and measuring student achievement. Student learning outcomes, SLOs, are specific statements that describe the knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes that students should have acquired or demonstrated after completing a particular educational program, course, or activity. These outcomes help educators define the intended results of their teaching and provide a framework for assessing student achievement and success. SLOs vary depending on the context and level of education, but they typically focus on what students should be able to do as a result of their learning experience. Examples of student learning outcomes might include: students will be able to analyze and solve complex mathematical problems. Students will demonstrate effective communication skills in both written and oral forms. Students will understand and apply fundamental principles of biology. Students will develop critical thinking skills by evaluating and synthesizing information from various sources. These outcomes guide curriculum development, teaching strategies, and assessment methods to ensure that students are achieving the desired learning objectives. Importance: SLOs provide clarity to educators about what they intend their students to learn. They guide the design of curriculum, teaching methods, and assessment strategies to ensure that students are achieving the desired educational outcomes. Measurable and observable: effective SLOs are specific, measurable, and observable. This means that it should be possible to assess whether a student has achieved the outcome through clear evidence, such as tests, projects, presentations, or demonstrations. Alignment: SLOs should align with the overall goals and mission of an educational institution. They also need to align with each other, creating a cohesive educational experience that builds upon previous knowledge and skills. Assessment: assessment methods are closely tied to SLOs. Educators use various assessment tools such as exams, assignments, portfolios, and rubrics to evaluate whether students have met the expected outcomes. Continuous improvement: SLOs are part of an ongoing process of educational improvement. Assessment results are used to identify areas where students may be struggling and where adjustments to teaching methods or curriculum may be needed. Program accreditation: SLOs play a crucial role in program accreditation. Accrediting bodies often require institutions to demonstrate that their programs are achieving intended learning outcomes as part of the accreditation process. SLOs focus on what students will be able to do rather than what educators will teach. They emphasize student growth and development. Customization: SLOs can vary based on the educational level, e.g. K-12, higher education, and the specific discipline or subject. They can be tailored to fit the unique goals of each educational program. Communication: SLOs are communicated to students, allowing them to understand the expectations for their learning journey. Clear communication about SLOs can enhance student motivation and engagement. Feedback loop: SLOs also facilitate a feedback loop between students and educators. When students understand what is expected of them, they can take a more active role in their learning process, setting goals and seeking support as needed. In summary, student learning outcomes are essential tools in education that define what students should be able to accomplish by the end of a course or program. They guide teaching, learning, and assessment, ultimately contributing to improved educational experiences and outcomes. Engineering. Students will design and construct functional prototypes to address engineering challenges. Students will demonstrate the ability to analyze and optimize the performance of mechanical systems. Language arts. Students will read and interpret a variety of literary texts, identifying themes, literary devices, and authorial intent. Students will write cohesive and organized essays, demonstrating the ability to develop and support arguments effectively. History. Students will analyze historical events and trends, drawing connections between past and present social, political, and cultural contexts. Students will critically evaluate primary and secondary sources to form informed historical interpretations.